So this whole idea of Bigfoot isn't a new or recent uh, concept or mythos. In fact, one of the oldest accounts of Bigfoot was recorded in 986 AD. The oldest account of Bigfoot was recorded in 986 AD by Leif Erikson and his men. During their first landing in the New World, the Norsemen wrote about man-like beasts that were, quotes, horribly ugly, hairy, swarthy, and with great black eyes. Among his accounts, Leif told of seeing huge hairy men who towered over him and his men. The huge hairy men, according to Leif, lived in the woods and had a rank odor and a deafening shriek. It should be noted that Leif Erikson and his men describe huge man-like beasts that were loud and foul-smelling and clearly distinct from native peoples. Apparently, Leif had several sightings of the huge hairy men before departing the island. Now, they called the creature Skellring, Skellring. People believe that the creature Skellring is what we know today as Bigfoot. This is the earliest recorded encounter with Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Now this one's called Pictographs at Painted Rock. Roughly 1,000 years ago, a group of indigenous people called the Yokut lived along the Tule River in the Sierra Nevada foothills of California. Like other ancient peoples, they took it upon themselves to tell stories of their existence by painting pictures on the walls of caves. The Yakut's cave artwork is unique in that it's the only of its kind ever discovered in the western U.S. states. The pictographs show a family of hairy giants, including a large male figure, a female, and a child. Next to these beings, the Yakut also painted pictures of humans who are much smaller than the hairy giants. In addition, there are drawings of animals, including a coyote, bear, frog, caterpillar, eagle, and others. Today, members of the Yakut tribe call the male giant depicted on the cave wall Mayak Datator Sunsunut. I hope I didn't strangle that, which translates to hairy man. The Yakut also say that the lines descending from Mayak Datator Sunsunut's eyes in the drawing are tears because he was a sad being. These unusual pictographs depicting the hairy giants are the oldest known evidence of Sasquatch-like creatures in North America, other than the oral stories that have been passed down for generations. The Yakut aren't the only Native American tribe who tell stories about giant hairy-like creatures. Indeed, a number of tribes across North America have such legends. The name Sasquatch has come to be a catch-all name for Bigfoot as described by Native Americans. However, the various tribes have slightly different descriptions of Sasquatch. For example, some, like the Yakut, describe him as sad, while others say he's friendly and possessing supernatural powers. Still, others describe him as malevolent spirit with cannibalistic proclivities. Sasquatch and the Sistales First Nation. Again, I hope I didn't strangle that word. Historians believe that the name Sasquatch was coined by a man named J.W. Burns in the 1930s. Burns had been assigned by the Canadian government to act as a teacher to and intermediary with the Sistales First Nation people. Sistales? I think it's Sistales. He recorded stories told by the Sistales about a creature they called Sasquatch, which translate to wild man or hairy man. Thus, the name Sasquatch is the anglicized version of Sasquatch. For the Sistales people, Sasquatch is a gifted being who has the power to move between the physical and the supernatural worlds. They feel a deep kinship with Sasquatch and see him as a benevolent spirit. The Lummi and the Semiquis. For the Lummi people of the Puget Sound, Sasquatch is more dangerous. They call him Semiquis. According to their stories, Tsemekwes, Semiquis is pale in color with light fur. Thus, his pale, hairy face is easily camouflaged in the snow. The Lummi describe him as nocturnal and dangerous. In fact, they warn their children not to wander off alone at night for fear that Semiquis will get them. Boy, I'm not good with these Indigenous First Nation words. There's the Iroquois and Ginesqua, the stone giant. The Iroquois of the Lake Ontario region tell stories of a creature they call Ginesqua, which name translates to stone giant. According to their tales, Ginesqua is massive at 11 feet, 3.4 meters tall, and 1,000 pounds, or 454 kilograms. They say you can tell when he is near, even if you don't see him, because of the pungent odor that emanates from his armpits, smelling of skunks and rotten food. Ginesqua is aggressively territorial and dangerous. When provoked, he will raid camps and even kidnap people. He is so strong, the Iroquois say, that he can decapitate humans by twisting off their heads, and he is not above eating human flesh. So there's a lot of stories from Indigenous people. There's a lot more to read about, but I'm just saying that there's stories of them being here for ages before the colonizers came, and who knows? Personally, I believe in them, but everybody is different, and everybody has a right to their own beliefs. What I don't like is when people who believe are laughed at or put down, because generally that is a fear response by people who don't want to know about it. They just don't want to even conceive of that. So I say let people have their beliefs, and I guess one day we'll have an official yes or no, although many people have been said to see Bigfoot. So take from that what you will. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be doing more in the future. Bye.